What is going on, you bloody legends? Freezer? You're not included in that, mate.
I wouldn't have thought so. No, that's why I was waiting.
I was talking to the listeners.
Okay.
So,
are they meant to talk back?
Yeah, they are. They're vibing out in their car. They're like, yeah, we're pretty fucking good, Sticks.
You can hear them, can you?
Yeah.
All the voices in your head.
Why didn't you see a doc about that?
I think so.
Oh, well, mate, you got to bring some excitement. Japanese Grand Prix didn't exactly deliver on that front.
No, I think that's why we've been bloody yawning all night.
It was a bit of a snooze fest.
Oh, mate. I'm gonna be pretty blunt. I think that was worse than Monaco last year.
Well, it's bad when the drivers are saying, oh, yeah, it was a boring race. Boring race. First thing Charles said was, yes, pretty much boring race for me. Couldn't keep up with the guys in front, and the guys behind me weren't really a threat.
Well, did you see, obviously spoiler alert, so Max, Lando and Oscar in the cool-down drivers chat room.
After a 1, 2, 3.
Yep. And they were watching their replays, and then Oscar goes, oh, is that it?
I didn't see that.
It was fucking hilarious. Oh, and the other thing that I'm probably going to get on later anyway, but it's so fucking funny that I've got to say it now, is when Lando tried to come up beside Max at pit exit and went across the grass.
Yeah.
Max said, geez, you got an expensive lawnmower there. And then in all the other press conferences after that, Max is just going on about, yeah, well, you know, the grass wasn't kept that well, so Lando decided he wanted to cut it.
That is such a good bird.
Fucking legend.
That was literally the highlight of the race.
It was the only thing that happened.
Little pit incident.
Like, the top 10 from qualifying only changed. There was only one position change, and that was Hamilton past Hadjar. And I'm not even sure whether that was on track. I don't think I saw that overtake.
I think I did. I think it was down the start-finish straight.
Well, there you go. One fucking overtake down the start-finish.
And a Ferrari should overtake an RB.
Yeah, 100%. And then you've got Lawson, who, you know, qualified 14th or 13th or whatever, and went backwards. Yeah, Tsunoda made up a couple of positions in the Red Bull, so great job, Tsunoda. It is expected, but got himself up to 12th, so that's, you know, plausible. He was given driver of the day. I'm not sure if I quite agree with that one. What's your thoughts on that one, Sticks?
Bit of home ground bias going on there, I reckon.
I think it might be. But we'll jump back to the start of it real quick. So practice 1, I think there was nothing that happened. Practice 2, I think, was it 4 red flags because of fucking grass fires?
It went rogue. We had Doohan having a monster shunt.
Oh,
and then
that was huge.
Alonso spinning out, and then 2 fires.
Yeah.
So, yeah, FP2 was pretty much a write-off. But, yeah, we can't gloss over that. Doohan had an almighty shunt. Holy shit.
That was absolutely massive. Like, obviously F1 cars are built much stronger these days, but I actually don't know how he walked away. Like, not saying I thought it would be a fatality, but, like, I thought, you know, and the medical team pulled up, like, I thought he was going to get put in the stretcher and straight off to the hospital. But
busted up.
Yeah.
Well, it's not far stretched to say decades ago that person would have been seriously maimed or potentially killed. That was no joke. That
Senna crash was nothing. It was just because of the way the car was made that it was like, I think it was a tie rod or something came up and hit him in the head, and that's what kind of killed him. It wasn't actually necessarily the impact, but you saw how much that like just obliterated Doohan's car.
What did they say? It was 300 and something K an hour as he come off?
He was doing like 328 or something when he started to spin.
Holy
I think by the time he
shit.
hit the wall, it might have been like 80 or something. Like, it's hard to get a gauge of his speed, but I was trying to watch the speedo on like a YouTube clip, and it was like 328 or something when he started to spin, and yeah, somewhere around 70, 80 when he actually hit the wall. But yeah, I mean, you're still talking 80 kilometres down a highway type thing, and you just suddenly come into a dead standstill against a wall or barrier. Like
he would have hit it faster than that. Maybe it was 280 by the time he hit the wall. Because when you see those fan footage, they're the ones that really show the speed, and you're like, oh yeah, car coming, oh whoosh, bang.
Yeah, it was hard to kind of pick it up in that YouTube clip, and because he started going backwards, I don't know how accurate that speedo is. Like if that was, wheel speed or what, but
it was a fucking huge shunt.
Yeah, but
like scary
he
fast.
was fair flying. We both tried to do a bit of research to see G-force, because I reckon G-force would have been unreal, but neither of us have been able to kind of put our finger on that one. But yeah, he ended up just being a bit of a witch's hat stand on the sideline there for the rest of FP2.
It was yeah, he sorry,
I'm gonna come clean because Sticks has lost it. So he made a bit of a game with me that I couldn't get witch or witches into seamlessly into the episode, and I think I snuck her in there with doing as a witch's hat, and it just threw him. He's fucking he's full lost it.
I was stumped here.
He's trying to get a bit of footage up now of doing fucking hell.
Jesus, yeah, that
is quick.
Yeah,
Damn.
he must have hit that doing easy at least mid 200s.
Well, I guess it's hard to tell really as well though, isn't it? Because you're so used to him going like so fast that when you see him shoot off like that, where is he? Here he comes. Oh, that could be under 100 to be honest. I don't know.
That's rogue.
But yeah, that's big.
Damn.
But yeah, that was about all that really kind of happened too much from practices was Doohan's big crash. So apparently that was related to Doohan had been doing a bit of practice in the sim. So he didn't get into...
Doohan been doing.
That it's always going to bring me undone. He had been spending a bit of time in the sim because he didn't get a run in FP1. They put, I'm definitely going to get his name wrong, Hiroyuka, I think is how you pronounce it. They put him in for FP1, so Doohan, being a rookie, probably a bit unfair, but didn't get a run in FP1. Had a bit of practice on the sim, and allegedly had tried to hit turn 1 without manually closing the DRS. So because this DRS zone runs through to turn 1, normally the DRS will close when the driver hits the brake, or they can manually close it. So Doohan allegedly tried to take the corner without manually pressing the DRS, but he has refused to comment on that one, and I don't think the team have really said much either, but yeah, that's about all there is for that one.
Holy shit. Okay, after watching that clip, I can confidently say he's hit that probably 280 k's an hour into the wall. Because if you watch this little speedo thing, it literally drops to 0 as he's spinning towards the walls, whatever's picking up on, whether it's his wheel speed.
Must be like tyre speed then.
Something like that. Because that happens so goddamn quick. Like he's flying into the turns, the arse goes, and then he's just whack into the wall. Oh, it's scary.
You'd hate to be his mum or dad, or any family, friends, watching that crash and just not really knowing what the result's going to be.
I just find it super impressive that they can turn around and bounce back. There's one thing to have that crash and then you recover and you're all good. You may be sore the next day, but you've got to get back in that car and you've got to do that corner again at full noise.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've got to back yourself and do it in, he had the the night to recover, but then he's back in for FP3 and then quali to try and wring the neck.
Insane.
Speaking of quali, how's Verstappen's lap, mate?
You can't doubt him.
I know it's not a Monaco or something, Jeddah that's insane to watch, but that lap, one of the best qualifying laps I've seen getting around in a while. Just what he did in that Red Bull when the McLarens were looking pretty fucking hot, to be honest.
Well, he put it on pole when he really shouldn't have. That's the moral of the story. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
He would have done a great job if he put it third.
Yeah.
Because those McLarens are quicker. But Max doing Max things just absolutely put a blinder in. And there was fucking nothing between the top three. Like literally, what was it? 0.05 of a second or something between the top three? Something along those lines?
I think it might have been even less. I think it was it was 0.044. So what's that? 44
thousandths of a second.
Thousandth.
So to put into context, what did we look at before? It was 3 or 4 tenths of a second is a blink.
A blink, yeah.
So you're talking like a tenth of that is the difference between the top three drivers, which is just insane. But yeah, Max put her on pole and
Max
didn't look back.
Max back to Lando was 12,000th. So, I don't even know what you could compare that to. It's just unreal, so minuscule.
Wild.
And then you had, first off, Hadjar in 7th. I think.
Well, yeah.
That was 7th.
Very good job.
So that was an unreal result in the RB there for the young lad.
Very impressive, Hadjar. Like, apart from that mistake in Australia, he's looked solid. First couple races.
Yeah, he's doing quite well if he keeps this up and gets a few solid race results. Look out.
Hang on, we got something else to talk about with Hadjar.
What do we got?
Did you hear about that? Did you hear about the issue he had?
Oh, something with his lap belt.
Yeah, did you know what that was about?
No.
His lap belt was crushing his nuts.
Oh.
So, I don't know how the setup goes. Maybe old mate's got some big balls.
Wait.
But, the old lap belt was crushing his nuts.
Set of coconuts on him.
And as he's flying around dealing with the G-force, he's just getting the old gonads just mashed. Oh. And he had to box at one point, and he's just like, I've got major issue, rah. They got him sorted. He got halfway through a lap and goes, the problem's still here. And then he pushes on and puts it into Q3.
Yeah, I saw that.
With bloody crushed testes, mate. Oh.
I heard him first talk about, some major issue, and he'll tell him when he gets in, and everyone was going, yep, seatbelts, blah, blah, blah. But I never really knew what the problem was, and people were talking about, maybe they've slightly loosened. Then it was about his lap belt or buckle that it must have been digging in, but I didn't realise it was literally giving him some mashed spuds.
Mashing the old family. Oh, you can't imagine.
Oh.
You've gone on before about your old analogy of, driving the car and needing to piss on the way from work. One of those classics. But imagine driving on the way from work while the old ball sack's just getting crushed.
Fucking hell. Oh.
A bit worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. That's Hadjar, 7th, with a couple of squished cherries.
Yeah. So Behrman was 10th.
Smooth.
How do we
just carry on.
Move on from that. So segue. Behrman got his first Q3 appearance, so I've been told.
And smoked Ocon.
Oh, didn't he?
Woo!
You could be on one here.
Fuck you, Ocon.
Oh, Jesus. So yeah, Behrman, bloody good result. Did you see his dad there in the pits? In the garage.
No.
He was fucking pumped.
Punching air.
Oh yeah, full on proud dad moment. Love to see it because you don't really see too much of that. You're not going to pan to Jos Verstappen giving us a fucking fist pump, are you?
No. Oh, mate, he just stone face when Max wins, and if he does anything less, he's ready to fucking stone Max.
Leave him at the petrol station.
He's a hard ass. Yeah.
Allegedly.
He's a hard ass man.
And then more Red Bull and RB talk. We had Lawson. I've got written 14th here, but when I check.
Oh, yeah, because Sainz ended up with a 3-place grid penalty for
is that what? Oh, the impeding.
stitching up Hamilton.
Yeah, right.
Well, not really, because he didn't stop him from going through the next part of qualifying.
No,
so
I guess, but it was pretty dangerous when you look at it.
They normally just go, yeah, you get a fine or something. But
yeah. All right, so in terms of starting grid then, we had Lawson 13th and Tsunoda 14th. So I thought I might have been on one there because I had a little sneaky prediction of a left of field for Lawson to outperform Tsunoda. But yeah, spoiler alert, Lawson didn't keep his ground or make any ground. He fell backwards.
Apparently they had quite an aggressive strategy that didn't pay off, and made Lawson look a little average. But Yuki made up a few spots, so there was a bit of a distance between those. I think it was 12th and 16th.
Yeah, Tsunoda was 12th, and Lawson could only get 17th.
17th, yeah. So not the greatest look for the old Kiwi.
Your
bit of pressure building.
Your man Ocon was 18th, and Behrman was 10th.
Ocon would hate it, and so he should.
Ouch. Right. Well, I think that just about wraps up quali and practice, unless you've got anything to add there.
I just want to jump into the old race review. My man, he come 20th, got a few words for him.
All right. Well, my first word for the race is boring.
Boring sums it up.
Yeah, just capital letters. Not even worth exclamation marks, just boring.
But they sold us on the Saturday too. Oh, there's weather coming in. Could be rough weather on Sunday, bit of rain. You're thinking, oh, we could be on for one here.
Yeah.
And then no, they just gave them, as George Russell said, the compounds were all too hard, so the tyres just wore beautifully, and it was clearly a one-stopper. I don't know if you heard Russell talk about that in an interview.
No, I didn't, but he's the one-stop GOAT, so...
He said that next year they Pirelli need to look, or not next year, probably for next year for Japanese, but in upcoming races, they need to look at the compound and take it a step or two softer so the tyres don't last, to force maybe two-stop strategies, if not more.
Apparently in Japan they always go for the hardest compounds available. I think it's because it's hard wearing on the tyres, but...
I think Russell also mentioned that first sector being repaved was a lot easier on the tyres being smooth.
Yeah.
But, yeah, hopefully they can get that sorted, because I think they can manufacture a bit more of an interesting race if you do force teams to stop twice. Opens up for a little bit of something other than just, lap on lap. That race literally was what people turn around and go, why do you watch car racing? It's just cars going around and around.
Yeah.
It's sort of what we got.
Yeah, that didn't excite me much. The only thing that I could kind of hold on to was, knowing drivers and where they're at and where they should be at, and watching strategies, and that my prediction was starting to come into a bit of fruition.
Well, before we dive into that shit.
Best part of the podcast.
It just seemed so... I don't know, like uncharacteristic to see cars that were a second or less following each other, especially those top three. It was sort of in that sub 2 seconds for most of the race between each other, but there was too much drag to follow close enough without the tyres overheating. And then they lose the pace, and it sort of ended up being this yo-yo thing, and you couldn't catch the car in front. So second and third, McLaren's faster on track, or more potential, but just being held up by that broken air of Max leading the way, and just couldn't get there.
So what did you think about Oscar chasing down Lando at one stage there and requesting to overtake and have a crack at Max. What do you think on that? Did they do the right thing, or should they have tried different strategy?
100%. I think McLaren bottled it. It's like they were happy just to go, oh, look, play it safe. We'll bank second and third, call it a day. Why they didn't go two different strategies to maybe, same setup, medium hard, but bring Piastri in earlier and keep Norris out there longer and put pressure on Max. Yeah, there's no reason why they couldn't have at least tried something and pushed for the win. It's almost like they just settled. Oh, yep, Piastri's in first, and then it was a lap or two later, Verstappen came in. Yeah, Norris, you follow him. And then that was that. That was the race. What did you think?
Yeah, 100% agree. And the other thing was, especially towards the end there, I think they had maybe 5 laps to go, and Piastri was really pushing on Norris. Like, he was only fucking half a second behind, like well within DRS, literally getting held up and requesting to be let through. You had Charles, it was like, I don't know, 8 or 10 seconds behind. It might have even been more, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw it at 10 seconds a few times.
Yeah, so it was like, why would you not just let Piastri through, let him just absolutely go fucking hell for leather and try and catch Max, even if his tyres dropped off? He's got that much of a gap. Like, there is no way known that they could drop off by, more than 2 seconds a lap. So let Piastri have a crack at him. Do like a Hamilton and Bottas did, where Bottas let Hamilton through. He went and attacked, couldn't chase down. I think that might have even been Max, to be honest. So then they swapped back on the final corner. So they went back to their original position. Like, you can still have team orders and trying to put the team first, but letting your drivers go and attack. Like, if Piastri is showing the pace, go, look, yep, we're going to swap. You can go and get Max. If you don't get him, we're going to swap positions at the end. I'm sure Oscar would do it.
Yeah, 100%. It just seemed very tame from McLaren. It'd be interesting to see what happens moving forward. It's almost like they didn't want to favour one driver. They just wanted to keep it somewhat neutral and give the priority to the driver who's in front when it comes to the pit strategy and, call it a day.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if that'd allow Piastri to attack Norris. It felt like it was on the edge of them saying just hold position and bring home the 2-3. Like when Piastri was saying, I've got more pace. Yeah, it's sort of, I don't know, I was almost waiting for the call up, hold position. Norris is saving tyres and going to push, rah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they mentioned it to Lando, but I don't know what really happened. I think he said to catch up or now's not the right time or something, and then, or he asked if he could push more. He kind of suggested maybe that he was conserving. So then he did, and he got within a second of Max, but then couldn't hold it anyway. Which, not saying that then they should have swapped immediately, because Verstappen pulled away a bit and Piastri dropped back a bit, and, whether that's dirty air or whatnot, like, got no idea. But yeah, I think at that point, when Piastri is under, probably any time a teammate is like within 8 tenths, they should be let through to just see what they can go and do when they've got a bit more clean air. Because you never know, it could formulate something. He could get on the arse end of Max. Like, I know it's Max who doesn't make pretty much any mistake, but you can kind of force mistakes sometimes with a driver in front. He might go wide and fucking both McLarens come through and have a 1-2 in the end.
Yeah, it's something you got to try. All right, I've got a question for you, but before that, I just want to comment on one driver's effort. Now, I do believe that I gave credit in the first 2 races because Lance Stroll put it in the points when Alonso wasn't doing anything and had a couple rough races. But fuck me, it was Stroll back to his prime days.
Oh, he was tired from carrying the team, mate.
Fucking for 2 races. And then he goes 20th, and he last I saw he was a good 20 plus seconds behind 19th. His old mate just shit at Suzuka, or
what? He wanted to rest?
Because Alonso, I don't think he scored points, did he? But he was there.
I think he was 11th in the end.
And then you
I'll
get
double check that.
old mate just in no man's land. Like, what are you doing, bruv?
Yeah, 11th for Alonso.
But anyway, I'm not going to go too hard at him because he did have a good couple races to start the season, but that was just dreadful.
So you'd say your room for improvement would be Lance Stroll?
Mate, there's no more room for improvement there. He's at his ceiling. He's maxed out. So my question to you is the Yuki and Liam swap.
Yes.
How do you think the powers at Red Bull, Horner and Helmut Marko, the old vampire, what do you think they are thinking after that race? The initial swap and how that played out, qualifying and race result.
Well, yeah, Helmut, he's just a fucking bloodsucker, mate. He doesn't care. He just gets them in, uses them up, drains them, throw them away. Would not give a shit. But in saying that, Tsunoda's actually he's qualied, reasonable. He got out of Q1, good start.
Pass mark, would you say?
At this stage, yes. Future Red Bull, nah. It's acceptable now. It's a good, well, not a good result, but it's a
okay
result. Yeah, with what's been going on, he actually hasn't had any testing. He's only had these couple of practice sessions, so it is fair enough that he's not right on it. But they'll probably give him 2-3 races, and if he's not getting into Q3s and finishing in points, then I don't know. I wouldn't have thought they'd be getting rid of him or looking at any other swaps, but
anything
after they
could happen.
Fucking dropped Lawson like a hot potato, then I don't know. Yeah,
that's a whole nother conversation in itself, isn't it?
Oh, mate. Like, yeah, I'm as keen as mustard to see what fucking unfolds, but they just baffle me, Red Bull. Like, just absolute. It's not even that it's relentless or ruthless or anything else. It's borderline stupidity. Like, how can they're not even giving their drivers a chance to settle into the team. And you've seen, like, what Gasly and Albon and stuff are going on to do. So imagine if they gave either one of those 2 seasons to settle in. Like, just... And I know, like, there's been the talks of Perez. Oh, I'm just banging
He's going in. He's going in.
There've been the talks of, like, Perez staying because of the sponsors and what he brings. Have you fucking seen Red Bull? Like, the company, the brand, the entity, like, they don't need the money. Like, these guys don't need a driver. It's not like a Haas. Like, Haas could do with a fucking Perez, man. Like, they could do with someone that brings a bit of dosh. But Red Bull, they don't need that. Verstappen is a brand in himself. Red Bull is more than a brand. It's in, like, every extreme sport. I don't know. I don't think money was ever the fucking answer, but seriously, they need to get their shit together.
Yeah, can't argue. Let's wrap this pod up with run through our points from our predictions going into this pod.
Yes.
I think you went all right, mate.
Oh, I think I might have had a sneaky little good result there.
Look, I'll run through mine. I got absolutely nothing. I had Norris for pole, Norris to win from Piastri and Leclerc. Didn't come near it. And I had Tsunoda and Lawson to score points as my left of field. And, 2 bows.
No good, Cobber.
So how'd you go, mate?
I think I went okay. So I had a fellow named Max Verstappen for pole. Do you know how he went?
Ding!
Oh, that's good. I also had that same guy to win the race. Shit, that's not bad.
Ding!
I had another fella, Lando Norris, to come second. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, unfortunately.
And
Ding.
he came second. Yeah, that's good. And his teammate, Oscar Piastri,
Ding.
had him in third.
Yeah, you nailed it.
So that was a fucking clean sweep for
Smack that one out of
race
the park.
results and quality if you
That's
count the
clean.
pole.
That's clean.
Left of field, I thought I was legitimately on for a clean sweep because I had Lawson to outperform Sonoda, which he did so in quali. And I was thinking of all the possible ways I could argue my point to try and keep him there. And then the race happened and Lawson did not happen, or RB's strategy did not happen.
Yeah, maybe it's more of an RB thing when you think about it, because Yuki's been screwed over race 1, race 2, and now Lawson's sort of end up in no man's land. What's going on down there?
Yeah, well, I don't doubt it, because I also didn't really see major things for why he dropped off, but yeah, could be a RB thing rather than a Lawson thing.
Did you see old Albon getting stuck into his...
Yeah, I've never seen him that feisty.
He sort of fired up a bit.
Oof.
Why do we make decisions like this? It's just stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
damn.
asking him for feedback on something, he said it's the same thing. He's already told him it's the same problem.
He's just, he's a bit feisty, but yeah, still delivered some points for Williams.
Yeah, well, I guess when you're fighting for something a bit more, you're wanting as much as you can out of it. So
Is Albon the driver, like the surprise packet of the year to this point, first 3 races?
Where he's finishing, no. Oh, well, where he finished in Australia, where he got 5th, that was a bit of a surprise. That was fucking unreal. Great drive. But no, probably not so much where he's finishing, but maybe that it's consistently higher than, well, every race has been higher than Sainz. But whether that's Albon being surprising or Sainz just not being on it yet.
I'm just impressed that Williams has been in the points for 3 races in a row.
Yeah, because I've always rated Alex Albon and like Pierre Gasly, those kind of guys, quite highly, and they've just never really had the car to show it. But yeah, no, I kind of... What, do you think it's a bit of a surprise seeing Albon up there?
I just think his consistency's been bloody impressive. I was hoping that Williams are going to be decent this year, but I think they've already scored more points than what they did last year, potentially.
I know Albon definitely has. I think he'd scored more points in the first 2 races than he scored all year last year or something.
So Williams scored 17 points all last year, and at the point, 3
Albon's
races
already
in,
got more than that.
They've got 19.
Well, Albon would have more because Sainz... Oh, no, Sainz has got 1 point.
Got 1 point. Yeah, so Albon 18 and Sainz 1. So, yeah, Williams has got 2 more points after 3 races than what they had for the whole in season last year. So,
it's fucking unreal.
Going all right. Not bad at all.
And pretty well all of that's off Albon's bat.
So if Sainz can pull it together, which apparently he sort of found decent pace and got comfortable with the car in the second half of that race.
Yeah, well, if he didn't have his 3 grid place penalty either, he would have been up there.
Yeah, he made...
Where did he finish?
I think it was like 15th or something in the end.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
So, yeah, there might be a...
14th even.
Good chance to finish bloody 5th here in the Constructors, the way they're going. Quite impressive.
Yeah, we've got Carlos Sainz in 14th. Abdul was 15th. That's not too bad of a result considering where he started, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
What did he start? 19th, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that's pretty much most of the major talking points from Japan anyway. It was a bit of a slow weekend. Hopefully Bahrain can deliver something a bit spicier.
I hope so. My only room for improvement was for the groundkeepers out there. Got to do a better job with their fucking grass, mate.
How hard is it, though, to get a couple of trucks that it can spray water out the side?
I don't know.
And just spray it down. Like spend half an hour with 2 of them. Just drive around the track.
They shouldn't have
Spray
had.
it down.
They should not have had the same problem multiple times. Because apparently I can't remember if they said it was China last year, but it was one of those races, and they had a grass fire. And Ted Kravitz was saying that there was some kind of chemical that they sprayed on the grass that, stopped it kind of being so flammable. So wouldn't you think there would be something like that? Or go down the path of it's a prestigious, like multi-million, probably billion-dollar event. Wouldn't you be able to water the fucking grass for a few weeks leading up to it?
Well, I didn't know this. I don't know whether you picked up on this before the weekend or not, but you know, the sparks coming from the cars,
Yeah.
the skid plate,
Yeah.
nothing to do with the functionality of the vehicle. It's all there for optics for the TV to add to the viewing of the sport.
Really?
So those sparks...
It's not like a bash block to protect something or...
No. It's been added in for the optics because it looks good for the overall sport. The sparks flying, the cars flying around adds to the drama of it all. So the sparks that they're adding because they wanted a bit of pizzazz is now causing issues and red flags because they're causing fires on the side of the track if it's bloody dry.
How sturdy are facts there? Are we going to get called out in comments online or?
I believe that come out of the mouth of Crofty himself in one of the broadcasts.
Wow.
Him and Vilna.
Oh, yeah.
So that's an interesting one because I always just assumed that it was something to do with, you know, the ride height of the vehicle, the downforce. You know, they've got a sacrificial piece that, you know, causing sparks, but no.
I just assumed it was something, you know, protecting like a drivetrain or something under the floor of the car.
But I guess it makes sense because if that's what Formula One's all about, creating the spectacle, especially the night races, it does look pretty good when they light up.
Oh, yeah. There's been some nice shots of that, that's for sure.
But, yeah, interesting fact for you.
Well, I guess to give a tally of the points, I know you've been trying to avoid it. Current Grand Prix, how many did you say you scored again?
Just a donut.
0. Shit. I got 4.
Oh, huge.
4.
So he's jumped out of the blocks for an early lead here. What do you got? A 7-2 lead.
So I've got 7 overall to Stix's 2.
Nice.
I'm going to make the most of this early lead while I can because Stix ran away with it for a little bit last year. So
I've got some work to do. That's all right.
I'm going to bask in the glory.
I'll pick up the game. Just chip away at it. And on that note, time to box.
Righto, let's wrap up today's episode. Get the out of here. If you've enjoyed it, like, follow, subscribe. Give us some of those stars. How many do we need, Sticks?
Oh, no. Was it 1 or 5?
I think it's 5 would do best. Give us a comment. Give us some feedback. Yeah, just do all the good shit. See you on the next one.
Cheers.
Boy.
Oh, look at this. This is not a dog. This is a